Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rapid K, the Mikoncast, episode 20. Oh, look at that. We're 20 episodes in. And, the 20, the 20 episode special. No, this isn't a special episode. I mean, it is, just because, but not because it's the episode 20. Zach, welcome once again.
Fuck you.
Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the 20 episode special of It's a Rapid K, the Mikoncast.
That's it.
No, what's good,
Not a big
everyone?
episode.
We come with a big episode today. This is a big one.
You say it's Titanic. Is that even a word?
That doesn't make any
Colossal,
sense.
fine.
So,
Super damn.
I mean, this isn't the only thing we're gonna talk about, but it's the main thing. Let's be real, guys. Kong versus Godzilla. That's what I call it. The official title may be different, but I call it Kong versus Godzilla. But
Incorrect.
it's correct. It's correct. I don't know what you're no. But Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that the movie came out and we both saw it today, and we've been waiting for this movie for a long time now, because we're each avid fans of each one of the characters. I mean, I love Godzilla, but I'm more of a King Kong guy, and you're more of a Godzilla guy.
Yeah. How are we friends?
I
Nobody
know.
knows.
So, all right, obviously, this episode is gonna be full of spoilers. So, if you're not okay with that, you should probably leave, because we're gonna talk about a bunch of the details of the movie.
We're looking at you, Raiden, you piece of shit.
Yeah, so Raiden, I don't know what part, I don't know how long we're gonna be talking about this, so you might just want to skip out on the whole episode, or you might want to skip ahead,
We'll
like maybe.
timestamp it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You know what? We'll timestamp. We'll timestamp it for you. So Raiden, just check the comments. I'll put it in the comments.
I like how it's specifically for Raiden and nobody else.
He's the only person who's probably gonna even watch this, so yeah, we might as well just specially put it for him. Nah, I'm okay with that though. Okay, I'm trying to reduce. I'm trying. Sorry, means like we're playing Minecraft right now while we're recording this, so I'm gonna try and keep my fingers away, or my controller away from the mic, so you don't hear me like clicking and all that. And if you do, I'm sorry. And again, Raiden's like the only one watching this, most likely. So either way, it's okay. So as long as Raiden's okay with it, then that's all that matters. So it's like, where do we even start?
Okay, so we gotta start. First of all, 10 out of 10, right, Michael? Honestly, what would you rate it? I'd probably give it 10. It satisfied me.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. People are like, oh, but it's just like it's like a monster movie. There's not like that much depth to it. It's like, yeah, if you're a fan of these movies, you know that going in is that like you're not gonna get this like huge cinematic story and emotional thing. Like it's the entire premise of the movie is just monsters fighting. That's the whole entire point. And
I mean, they gave it a pretty good story, in my opinion.
yeah, for sure. So, but it's all like, it's like your expectations, they don't need to be high in regards for like for like emotional story, because the point is to see monsters fight, and that's what we got. And all the monster stuff was just super cool, just because I don't know, it was just
Exactly satisfied.
I don't know how to start, because like, I mean, do we start like with like a synopsis? Like, do we just get in with our review? Do we go in order of what happened? Like, I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have you lead, because I feel like you can just do this better than me right now, because I'm bad at structuring things like this.
We can do just a general. Well, I mean, so full on opinion for me. Story was pretty good. Like, it wasn't the greatest story I've ever seen or like read anything I've experienced. It was pretty good though. It was pretty solid. Like, pretty good from every stance. Cinematics were good for the most part. There were some like issues I had with some CGI stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like some like graphical errors where I was like, like that looks a little dumb, but I mean, like for the most part, that was pretty spot on. Like that's the best probably they could do, especially with like the stress they probably had on them for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just general entertainment. Entertainment was flawless. Like I
Oh,
like really
yeah.
wasn't bored the whole time. It was really nice. Like it kept you interested through story, through action, through everything. It satisfied me completely as a movie. It did everything a movie should, and that's just be like entertaining. That was just
Mm.
pure entertainment for that whole time. Like it was awesome. I enjoyed every little bit of it.
Yeah, look, here was my thing, right? So like, like, I saw it like like at an IMAX theater, right? Because this is the only movie that I'll break, that I'll actually risk out and go and see. Because I've been waiting for this movie. I mean, this has been long in the making. We've been hearing about this since like 2016. That's when I've been like hearing about it. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. You know, after I graduated high school, because it was originally just gonna come out in 2020, but COVID restrictions and just general movies, movies just generally get like delayed a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the time too. Because I mean, especially if it's like a big movie like this, like it's a lot of production with like all like the CGI, right? So like I got into like the theater, and like within like I guess we got there like a little bit late, because only within like the first like 5 minutes I was there, like like the movie started. And whenever I see a movie, I'm used to seeing like a lot of like trailers and ads for a while. But like again, like a couple of minutes after getting there, like the movie started, and it was kind of sudden too. Like the lights didn't like dim all the way at first.
Mm-hmm.
So like the movie started. I'm like, oh wait, is the movie starting? And then all of a sudden on the screen just popped up like the screen that said like somewhere in Skull Island. I'm like, oh shit, it's
Yeah.
starting. And maybe that
Yeah.
contributed to the fact. Maybe it was just like my personal experience, but like I felt like they just got into it like kind of too quickly. Like it was just like, oh, like they just kind of like put you in, and the
Yeah.
movie, like the movie just starts like on the ground running, which I guess in a way I appreciate. If I'll have to like
Yeah. I mean,
rewatch and make sure and see if that was the case. When I'm not
no.
rushed, but like I was like we're in already. Like let's go.
I felt kind of the same way. I mean, I didn't mind it too much, just like you. But I mean, I'm just like, I could have probably done with something like I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know how it would have started. So I mean, it was good, but I'm like, it did seem a little rushed, which I do agree with you
I know, I mean,
on that.
then again, like when I think about it, like how much backstory can they like really give it? I mean, it's like we know. I mean, they explained like what was going on, so it's not like like they just didn't explain anything. It was just like weird at first, but like I mean, you got used to it. And the ending, oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't want to
Yeah,
get I don't want to get too far ahead.
yeah, we'll
Um,
definitely get there. Let's see. Well, I mean, do you want to? Should we just like recap the general story?
yeah. Okay. So pretty much, really, just what it was. It was that Okay, well, I actually have a couple of questions, because sometimes I have a hard time following like the plot of a movie, just because I just have a hard time just processing things sometimes. So like, why was what happened to like the Skull Island? Like why is there why was like Kong in a fucking like bubble? Like what was going on like
So
with that?
I forget the exact reason behind it, but I know there's like a big ass storm that hit Skull Island, which they talk about
Okay,
briefly.
okay, because I know
And
like there's like a storm surrounding the island. Did it?
yeah,
I'm
no,
assuming it
it's
got to the
huge.
actual island. Like it just
Yeah,
spread, I
no,
guess.
yeah, there's just like the storm's just there, and it killed pretty much everybody besides the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they, yeah, so that's like
Oh,
the
okay.
yeah, so like that's just one of those things that they like mention. I don't know how. I think I mentioned it pretty briefly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one thing that bothers me, like with movies, when like a pretty important like detail is kind of mentioned quickly, like in passing. It's like, all right, can I feel like something should be like a bigger deal because like some people like some people like they don't catch like certain lines sometimes. They're like, oh wait, did they just like
Yeah.
explain like what happened here, and like they did, and you don't always know, and it's like, ah, shit. So I feel like that
Hmm.
was kind of weird because like I mean like the way that Skull Island back when that came out ended, it was just like they didn't like set up like what happened, you know, like to Skull Island. You know, they didn't set up like the storm. It was just it just like happened, and that was kind of like,
Yep.
oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like I guess that was the only thing that kind of bothered me really, like, just like going into it. But I was like, oh, I mean, it made up for it because like I mean in general like it still like explains it, like you still understand like what's going on. Like it's
Hmm.
really not that big of a deal.
Yep.
Yeah, so pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah, so like there's like a storm, and um well, they had a mission to get to the center of the earth because it was, you know, it's like believed that, you know, that there's like a whole another like world there, and then that's where like yeah, that's where like Kong originated from. It's where like Godzilla got, you know, it's where all like the monsters pretty much like the Titans, whatever you want to call them. It's where they all like originated from, and they wanted to get Kong to guide them down there because they didn't know what is down there because it's literally like the inside of the earth, and if that's where, you know, fucking Godzilla and King Kong came from, then who knows what else is down there. And but they also didn't want to move Kong out of it because they knew that if Kong came out of it, Godzilla was gonna track him down because, I mean, you have these two giant alpha titan monsters, and of course they just naturally want to be the only one, each of them. So naturally they're just gonna have like a huge fight, and that was pretty much the general premise. It's like we need to get to the center of the earth, but also if we take Kong out, him and Godzilla are gonna fight, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
destructive because they're giant
Yeah.
monsters.
So, as far as like protagonists and antagonists go, there's a couple different arcs for like protagonists.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
we'll start off.
the movie
We'll,
follows two storylines also, by the way.
yeah.
The you know
So we'll,
the timeline following focusing on Godzilla, and the timeline focusing on Kong.
yep.
Those are the
So,
two.
well, I wouldn't say it's focusing on Godzilla. It's focusing on what's what's her name? It's Emma Russell's daughter. It's
Millie Bobby
Millie
Brown.
Bobby. Yeah, it's her. It's her. Whatever her character's name is, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Um, um, but
It doesn't
that
matter.
yeah, that's more or less like the other storyline. It's not quite Godzilla. It pertains to like
It pertains to
Godzilla,
Godzilla
but
because they're like
but it's
they're like figuring out why he's doing what he's doing.
yeah, why he's like attacking. But I mean, other than that, it's not like centrally focused on them. Whereas the other one literally is focused around Kong.
Oh yeah. And see, that's what I loved
So
about the movie is that like it was mostly Kong got the most screen time for sure. It was more centered on Kong.
yeah,
And I know, Zach, I don't know how you feel, but personally I really loved it cuz I'm more of a Kong guy. So I
yeah,
loved it.
no,
And since that Kong didn't get a second movie yet, at least, and Godzilla has, you know, the 2014 one in King of Monsters. So I was like, all right, I think this is okay because, you know, Kong has yet to get another solo movie. Well, in this MonsterVerse, and I don't know if he will. I hope he does still.
yeah.
I hope.
I mean, they
I,
kind of
I hope they make one. You know, like where he's in the Hollow Earth and he has to defend against something. That'd be really cool. But
yeah, they kind of set him up for that. So yeah, so there's really just two split storylines that come together eventually, obviously,
mm-hmm.
which they do. They merge it very well. They keep them separate, very like nice and neat, and then they merge them very well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. So obviously, I'll let you talk about the Kong one, and then I'll talk about the more Godzilla based one.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think yeah, just because of our biases, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
fitting. So
So yeah, all right. So I mean, Kong pretty much what was going on with him was that I already explained. Like they need him like for Hollow Earth, to get down there because again like they think that that like there might be like some family, some of Kong's family down there, and well, I mean they take they sedate him. They take him on a boat. It's like to Antarctica, right? That's where the location of the entrance to Hollow Earth was fucking Antarctica. So they had to take him there, and okay. I kind of feel like we have to like go in on the parts where on like the ship part where like where they fight for the first time.
yeah.
By the way, that scene was fucking awesome. Like that
So
whole like ocean Congress like
oh
their
my
their
god,
first big
yeah.
fight scene. That was
I'm not gonna lie, I
so
was kind of
cool.
pissed the humans bailed calling out like that when they sent like
Hey man,
we'll get to it.
Kong had to do that to save them. He was he was
Yeah,
he was helping them because like, he knew if he kept
yeah.
fighting, he would have destroyed the rest of the ships and killed all the people. So all I'm saying is that Kong did a good thing for
All I'm
for
saying is monkey.
yeah. Kong had to do what he had to do because if because like again like if he didn't, it's also for himself too because like he was forced out of his own will to go on this ship and even go to Antarctica. So even if he
Yep.
wants to live, like he has to, because like he's not gonna swim to shore. He's in the middle of the ocean because he's not an aquatic animal. It's like Godzilla. He can't swim like Godzilla does. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of fucked here. So yeah, they take Kong onto the ships and they start sailing to Antarctica, and then what happened? Well, exactly what they were worried about. When you take Godzilla out, or when you take Kong out of Skull Island, Godzilla is coming to fight him, and that's
Yep.
exactly what happened. And they fought, and it was fucking great. Um, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
just a great fight scene. I loved it.
That's exactly what you want out of a fight scene, like a kaiju fight scene, like just a lot of destruction, explosions, like fast pace yet slow pace, like action at the same time, like simultaneously
Mm-hmm.
to show you like the sheer size of like these beasts. It's just amazing, like
I know.
awesome destructive power of them, like you get Godzilla when he's like entering, you just see him swimming in. Everything goes in the red alert because they can sense him on like their sonar or
Mm-hmm.
radar. And there's like, oh shit. They're like, fuck, he's coming. And all of a sudden you see him swimming, cutting through the water, and he just goes through like a naval destroyer like it's nothing. And like there's just flames on his dorsal plates, and it's just whew, holy shit. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
just he just takes out all this stuff that's like massive and destructive to us like it's nothing, like it was just like a cheap little like plastic toy or something like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
damn, the sheer
And
power is just
like
oof.
they had Kong, no, but like they had Kong, like bound by like the chains, obviously, and like it took them like a minute to like release him because the guy was like, oh, if we release him, then the mission could go south, and but then there's like yeah, but if we don't release him, then he's not gonna be able to defend himself from Godzilla, and that's like not even fair. So like they had to do that, and and
Mm-hmm.
and also it's like if it wasn't for if it wasn't for like the little girl that communicates with him, they would not have been able to do anything they were able to do with Kong would have just
Yeah,
probably just killed them all because he's like I'm not gonna let you take me where you want to take me because he doesn't
yeah.
want to be bound by humans obviously because he's a giant titan, you know gorilla, so it's like you kind of got to let him do what he wants to do. You
Mhm.
can't overpower a giant gorilla like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, so pretty much they fought, and the fight got super destructive, and they both realize Kong and the people they realized that they had to play dead because if Godzilla and Kong kept fighting, then it would have, again, like I said earlier, would have destroyed all the ships and killed all the people. So that was their first fight, and then Godzilla saw Kong playing dead and was like, oh yeah, he's dead, or he's defeated, whatever Godzilla thought.
Then he just like, so what he does with this though, I thought it was really badass. He like floats upright in the water, so it's kind of like he's standing in the water. You
Yeah.
see like his top half though. He's surrounded by flames and everything. He's roars and he's just badass. I'm like, that's just like the display of dominance and everything. It's just awesome. Whereas Kong, he just has to kind of lay there and like take it essentially, because he's like, if I move, like he's the guy, like nothing good comes from me moving essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, which is smarter than Godzilla. He just kind of swims away. Real quick though.
So I'm saying like in that specific fight, like Godzilla, he didn't necessarily win, but like he did, but it wasn't like genuine at the same time, because like the fight wasn't over. Like Kong could have kept fighting, but like it just wasn't the smart option, I guess.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't. It's good that Kong kind of played dead. Well, like it was Kong originally like was just, so essentially this fight scene gets taken underwater and Godzilla is just wrapped around Kong, drowning him, and they're going really deep. But the naval escort ships that are like taking Kong to where they need to go, they launch depth charges to pretty much stun Godzilla for a second, just so Kong will free up, and then the depth charges obviously explode, like stun Godzilla just long enough for Kong to escape. And he gets on the boat, plays dead, and like the head naval officer in charge pretty much makes the decision for everybody to turn off. I don't think it's who was it? It was it the lady who was taking care of the deaf girl? Was it her or was it the dude that just told him to play dead?
It was the dude, and he was all like, oh, and like the Navy guy or whatever. He was like, oh, you sure it's better work? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of the only option. Quite literally the only option. Yeah, if you want to live. That happened.
The naval officer pretty much just like, oh, fucking turn every ship's light and like engine off, and then they're just everything stops completely, and then Godzilla does his little thing, and I'm like, yes, queen, slay. What the fuck?
Yeah. Godzilla looked at him with his eyes, and he was like, when he swam away, he thought the job was done. But Godzilla, man, yeah, no, it was but it was a really cool fight though, not for
real. Yeah. Let's see. The Godzilla arc really starts. So like, how this whole why Godzilla's being pretty much a raging asshole throughout the movie. So it kind of starts off. Godzilla destroys this thing, or this technology's property for Apex Technologies. So Godzilla pretty much destroys it in Pensacola, Florida, for huge cybernetics company, like it's Apex Cybernetics, or Apex Cybernetics. And there's a dude working at Apex Cybernetics who's one of the characters, one of the more main characters, I'd say. And he's pretty much like exposing them. He has this whole podcast about Titans and everything.
Yeah.
And his one goal is to just expose everything like these companies are doing and everything like that.
He's kind of like the Alex Jones, the MonsterVerse. Like he's going crazy trying to expose everyone. Except unlike Alex Jones, this dude isn't like insane. He's like Alex Jones is actually like batshit crazy. Just for the record.
Yeah, pretty much. So like he's all about like making his own products and like or like cleaning products, like not drinking tap water because it has fluoride in it, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very much a paranoid like dude. I mean, rightfully so because I mean, you do live in the age of fucking monsters.
Yeah. And he was right about everything too. Like,
Yeah,
like, it's not like he was like, again, he isn't. It's not like he was actually insane.
yeah. No, it's like he just got it's just a fucked up world.
Yeah, no, very.
Um, let's see. And so pretty much like he's recorded a bunch of these podcast episodes, and with like the last few episodes, it kind of opens in on him saying he's like, I know I said like the last one was probably going to be my last podcast, but he's like, now I have like all this information. It's like I'm finally like making my move, kind of thing. And so he pretty much distracts this one dude and gets him away, or to go away with his just general weirdness,
Mm-hmm.
and he inserts like a um, flash drive to like download all sorts of files from the Apex Cybernetics network because he's trying to find something. And then he finds something about sublevel 33. So he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And then all of a sudden, he hears an alarm and it says incoming like Titan attack. And so it's telling everybody to evacuate, and then it cuts to like all the people in the building evacuating. And it just seems like normal procedure, like a fire drill would be, or just like a fire evacuation would be for people. Like it's very
Mm-hmm.
calm, orderly, and you're just like, oh my god! And like he's walking out with people, but then he sees this door where very few people, very select people who look high up and official and like security, like clearance people, like going in, and so he sneaks in at the last second,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and pretty much he's sneaking around that place trying to find something, and so he finds these two security guards, and they're asking about clearance and stuff, and so he's trying to get away. All of a sudden, a big blast breaks through, kills the two guards, and like sends this dude flying essentially because it doesn't hit him, but like he gets just blown away with a sheer like concussive force, and he's like I think unconscious just for like a second or two. Then he like gets up and he sees Godzilla, and Godzilla is just pissed, wreaking havoc from a distance away too. He's just pissed, but he also sees this big ass piece of technology that kind of looks like a metal eye, a big red metal eye. Just and he like goes on to talk about that in his podcast. But somebody who's a big fan of his podcast is Millie Bobby Brown, who's
Hey.
from King of Monsters movie. Yeah, so this is her like comeback thing because she is obviously and rightfully so very paranoid about Titans and like big corporations doing sketchy shit
Mm-hmm.
with Titans or against Titans kind of stuff. And so she pretty much with her friend, who is a useless sack of shit and does nothing in the film. But he does one
It's
thing.
true.
He has one saving grace in the whole film, and it pisses me off. He's just annoying the whole film. It's the fat kid from Deadpool 2.
But at the point that he's fat, Zach.
Because that generally just generally lets you know who he is.
Okay. Just making
Yeah,
sure.
I can just say,
Checking in.
I'm pretty sure. Sure, I can just say the kid, Michael. It makes you more comfortable.
No, I don't
Or
care.
yeah, I mean,
Memes aside.
now LeMayo actually. And yeah, they pretty much just embarked to find this dude, and they, by the grace of God, being like 16 or 17-year-olds, track down this dude who has managed to keep himself hidden from the government and like these big corporations for so long. They by the grace of God, track him down and figure out who he is and start talking to him about Titan stuff. And so they actually decide that they're all going to go sneak back onto that Florida based Apex building, and, like, go search the debris for stuff. And so they're wandering around doing their thing, and they find a room that's full of like these weird eggs, and they learn that they're skull crawlers that were from Skull Island.
Hey, oh,
So
bro, that
this
part when it's over the skull crawlers, I was like, oh shit,
shit, yeah, I was
skull
like, what the fuck are
crawlers.
these? I thought initially my reaction when they said that stuff was like, oh my god, they're making like an army or something like that. I'm like, this is what's gonna be like the final thing, is there's just gonna be a bunch of like cybernetically enhanced skull crawlers or something like that. I was wrong, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, they're in this thing with just these like, they're probably the size of I'd probably say if you curled Millie Bobby Brown up to a ball, that'd be the size. Make Millie Bobby Brown just a measurement from now on.
Yeah.
Standard measurement.
Oh, there you go.
That's probably what I'd equate it to. It'd be like that. There's like 6 of them in the room with all 3 of these people, and all of a sudden the doors lock when they step in, and it cuts to outside of the room, and they're actually in like this big fancy shipping crate kind of thing, and they essentially get transported all across the world to
Hong
Kong, which is fucking nuts. I don't know how they did that. It's like some big ass long monorail system through like, the hollow.
Yeah, it was some some warp speed type technology.
That pretty much that's it for that part of like the Godzilla thing.
Yeah.
Kong has a very big storyline.
Oh my god, I loved it.
He honestly, yeah, no, it's good, but I mean, he has more runtime.
Yes, he does, and I fucking, oh my god. So all right, so pretty much after Kong Godzilla's first big fight, they then by helicopter, because like a bunch of helicopters I want to carry Kong in like a giant net, because like, well, if we continue to ship him by sea, Godzilla's just gonna come back. So that's what they do. So they take him to Antarctica. They take him to the station where where the entrance to the Hollow Earth is, and Kong's there. He's clearly like very like depressed about the whole thing. He's just like, I don't want to, like, this is not, I'm gonna die here. This is not my home. And then they had they of course they brought the little girl, because she's the only person that Kong trusts, because Kong he only connects like with women. That if you just go like the entire past of the King Kong, yeah, Kong hates men. He's all about the ladies. Well, not, I don't mean that in like okay. In the context of this movie, I don't mean that in like any kind of romantic way, because the girl in this movie is a child. So just to be clear, I don't mean it like that in this context. In the past movies, sure, like in Skull Island, like he had a big crush on Brie Larson, whatever the name of the character she played was, right? And then in 2005, and then whatever the one with Jack Black is, I don't know, that's just been like a King Kong trope, and that's just him. It's part of his character. So they brought her there, and they had her communicate with him, because like because like he can read like sign language. He can communicate with sign language for them. Like he spoke on the ship, right? Like he said the word home or something, like that was like the only thing he said.
He said home in sign language.
Oh, home. Oh,
the only actual word he said was Martha.
Oh yeah, Martha. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well. No, he said the word home, because I remember the girl on the ship, like the daughter, the one like evil daughter who was like like her dad like ran like the whole like operation, right?
Yeah.
That Mecha Gods, from like, yeah, and she said that, like after like she said that like he spoke like on the ship, like I don't know if I heard it or not, because I think like he said it in like a super low voice, because he's a giant monkey, but I'm pretty sure like he did actually say the word home.
Oh, I must have just missed it then. Like, no,
I might
I
rewatch it to make sure because I could say, well, she had to, or he had to, because she did say that he spoke. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I misinterpreted or misheard something. I don't know. One of us misinterpreted or missed something, Zach. I don't know which one of us did, but
no.
I'm probably gonna rewatch the movie like tomorrow or the next couple of days on HBO. So I'll definitely get a good idea of the whole thing again. But yeah, so they were she was communicating with him, being like oh you have to go and to that into that hole, blah, blah, blah. And then he was just kind of like, I don't want to. And then then as soon as she said that his family might be in there, he immediately got up and started going. And that's when the people in the on the operation started following him, because again, they don't know what's in there, and they decided to have Kong guide the mission pretty much. Um, Bro, and like that whole part where Kong, he's just like swinging through like the tunnel or whatever it was. That part was so cool when he was just going to the center of the earth. He was just like he had like one mission, and he was not gonna stop.
Didn't give a fuck.
And bro, that part where they go into like the middle of like the earth, like when that first shot where they just like reveal the whole thing, bro, that was so like beautiful. It was just like, holy shit, like the middle of the earth, like that's fucking awesome, like they're in like the middle of the earth now. Like that's, I don't know, I just thought the fact that they did that was like super cool.
Dude, it was nice.
It was so beautiful, dude. And like the way things were kind of like inversed, right? It was just super weird.
That actually, like, there was a
It's like the
scene
physics of
where, like,
gravity
yeah,
flipping.
that kind of fucked me up. Like, where Kong first, like, does, like, that little gravity flip thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where he jumps from, like, one plane to the other, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of,
Trips
that
you
made me a
out.
little dizzy. Yeah, it made me kind of dizzy. It was,
Made you
what the fuck?
dizzy.
I'm like, yeah. Could have just been, like, a little dehydrated, but it made me a little
Maybe.
dizzy. Like, fuck. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. So pretty much all the creatures that live there, it's kind of like Skull Island. Pretty much, it's just like a bunch of like weird ass bizarre monsters that want to
Yeah.
kill people and stuff. And Kong, he gets there, he kills a couple of these weird like alien lizard flying creatures.
Yeah, they looked like flying snakes, essentially, like snakes with big ass
Yeah.
wings.
Mm-hmm. He killed a couple of those, and then but like the thing that was cool is that like he wasn't like lost or anything. Like he knew like exactly like where. Oh, you left?
Yeah,
Why, Zach?
I was just laying here.
Yeah, no, you're good.
For a bit.
But yeah, Kong,
Oh.
he fucking like he just knew exactly. Like I guess it was just like instincts. I guess like he just knew exactly, because like it is like where he came from, where his people came from. Um, it's what was suspected, and then it was then confirmed. Like he was just running across the plains, and then he gets to this what'd you call it? Just kind of like a palace or like a castle type place.
Yeah, yeah, where it has like
Yeah,
like
there were these two giant doors, and there was like a handprint that fit his, pretty much like the size of his, the shape of his hand on it, and he pushed it open, and lo and behold, it was just like this giant like castle where like his species used to live, and where they came from. And that part was just sick, dude. It was
dude, it
just
was
fucking
so
sick.
yeah, because he gets his axe, which is everybody says they think it's made out of like some sort of bone, and then like a dorsal plate from Godzilla, or like one of Godzilla's ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like that's why people think that when Godzilla shot his atomic breath at him, that it could absorb it and hold it, because it was like one of his dorsal plates. So he gets that, and then he also sits in his throne. Just like him sitting in the
Yeah.
throne. They could have done, honestly, like him just sitting there. They could have done like a better pose for him or something like that. But I mean, it was still pretty. It was still pretty badass. I
I,
still really liked it.
yeah, I was okay with it because like Colony, he come in, he comes in he picks up like the axe, like that was on the floor, and it just had that like that matter to it, like just that fucking like that just that radioactive power, similar to what
Yep.
Godzilla shoots out of his mouth, because again, like they come from like the same place, like the power source are like related, which I thought was cool because it like connects them, and that
Mm,
explains like the ancient like rivalry they had. It's because like they come from the same place, they share like the same type of power. So yeah, so Kong, like he picks up his axe and like he shouts in his or like he roars or whatever when he gets there, just see if like anyone's there. That part was kind of sad. I mean,
yeah.
his whole family's dead already, but it's still just like, god damn, like he was just checking to make sure if anyone was there, and there wasn't. It's like, damn, he's really
Um.
the last. He's the last of his
Yeah.
and like his entire kind. That's kind of
Which.
sad.
Yeah, but I mean, he still has a place in the universe,
Yeah, no,
regardless
and
of
like he's still
what.
young too. Like he's
Yeah.
not always. It's not like he's
Um.
about to die, but it's like shit. But then when
So
he picks up the axe, bro, and again, like yeah, like you said, like the part when he sits in his throne, that was just it kind of gave me goosebumps because like I like that was the way, because in these movies, like even in his own movie, like they just refer to him as like Kong, like
yeah.
a Kong, it wasn't called King Kong, it was just Kong. But I felt like the part when he sat in the throne, he was holding, he was just looking all badass. I think that was like their way of calling him King Kong.
Oh yeah.
That was like the official
Yep.
declaration of like this fucking King Kong. Like he's
Yep.
home. He's where his people. Like it was just like natural. It was just like I don't know. It's just fucking so
Dude,
cool.
it was awesome. I don't know if you caught this at all, but when he sets the axe down on the ground, like he doesn't in like a particular way because he sees the axe will fit.
Yeah.
Um.
There's like a carving, or there's like a
Yeah.
hole, yeah, shape.
I don't know
Fucking.
if you I don't know if you caught this, but when it lights up the ground, it's circular first of all, but the
Mm-hmm.
circle is Godzilla. Like it starts off, the head is Godzilla's, and then it just like it makes like a little body, and then it does the tail. Mm,
Oh, I didn't see that. I'll have to
yeah,
check that out when I rewatch it. Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Or at least it looked like Godzilla when I saw it. I'm like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool
Yeah,
looking thing.
and what happened is that like as soon as he as soon as Kong put the axe in like the place that it was meant for in the ground, it started like glowing, like really, like it started getting like intense, and then like Godzilla started reacting from like the surface. At He was in Hong Kong at that point, right? That's how it happened.
Mhm.
Like he was already like in Hong Kong, right? Godzilla was.
Yeah,
And then, like as soon as like the axe started reacting, he like Godzilla, like he looked down and shot like a super powerful beam connecting, or he pretty much just made like a tunnel from Middle Earth, from Hollow Earth to you know the mainland, just straight up
yeah.
Earth.
So real quick, we'll get into why Godzilla was in Hong Kong. So pretty
Oh,
much,
yeah, we're all over the
what,
place, by the way. So
yeah,
if you're looking
no,
for structure, you're not gonna get it. We're just talking about
yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck
this is
you.
just like
You
a
don't deserve it.
conversation. This is like a natural conversation about. This isn't like a formatted review. We're just discussing it and the
Yeah,
way things come to our mind and with the way we
yeah.
remember things.
How sheerly amazing this movie is. Fuck yeah. Godzilla was in Hong Kong because if we go back to the Millie Bobby Brown like
Oh
story
yeah,
arc, the only character I remember, I don't even remember Millie Bobby Brown's character name. She was in two
yeah.
movies. Fuck.
I
I
know.
remember the one dude's name because his name was Bernie.
Oh yeah,
That's
Bernie,
the
Bernie Sanders.
he's
That's how I remember
yeah,
him.
he's the conspiracy theorist. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty much Bernie, the company he's like investigating, Apex, um the CEO is like some dude named, his last name's Simmons, and he just seems like a fucking sketchy ass dude. And he sent his daughter on the expedition to quote unquote oversee Kong, and that like
Yeah.
everything goes as planned, which is bullshit. It's complete total fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
She was just there to like steal from the Hollow Earth essentially. He wants that energy source because he's building something to make humans the apex again. He says this. He wants to make humans the apex creature in the world from now on. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's not exactly what he thinks it should be. He's just essentially starting a war that should not be fought. Because if you didn't see or it, the world before then, it was peaceful up until like anything challenged Godzilla. Everything was peaceful. Um, and like like when King Ghidorah challenged Godzilla, it was just war. Godzilla didn't start it, but it was just war. But now like Godzilla having that better like alpha instinct, whenever he sees a challenge, he has to go fight it, and he wreaks fucking havoc to destroy it because he knows he's the alpha, and nobody's getting in the way of that essentially. The Simmons dude, what he's pretty much doing is he's growing those skull crawlers to test his creation, which is Mecha Godzilla. And Mecha Godzilla it's everything Godzilla is in a machine form, first of all. So it can shoot rays, it has these powerful hands, like telekinesis, it's fast as shit. It's a little skinnier than Godzilla, but it still can pack just as much, if not way better, of a punch than Godzilla.
It's a fucking robot.
Yeah. So that's the non-living components of it. Which also its eyes. You did see one of its eyes in a previous scene. That was actually the eye machine that Bernie saw
Yeah,
when
you didn't know
Godzilla
what it
attacked
was at the
Portal.
time.
Yep, but now you know because you can see it. And so there's a biological component to this as well. So you have your pilot A, who is this like dude. I believe people said he was the one main doctor's like the main researcher on Godzilla's son. So if you remember from King of Monsters, the dude that died when Godzilla was going thermonuclear, and he touched Godzilla's like snout, and he said goodbye, old friend, kind of thing. And then they believe he's like that guy's son. I don't know if that was true. I don't remember seeing anything in the movie saying he was, but they're saying that this dude piloting Mechagodzilla is that. But there's one other big biological component, and that is the head of King Ghidorah. They're using his DNA and his sheer like instinct to help pilot this thing. Along with their pilot, they're using that to make the ultimate killing machine. Which poses a big problem because King Ghidorah obviously likes to be the alpha, doesn't like to be controlled by anything else. But we'll get to that. With this, but you first see Mechagodzilla. We're gonna cut back to Millie Bobby Brown and their crew. They're in that cage. They get dropped down finally in Hong Kong. They get out and they're in like some building. They open a door and they're now in like this large, just completely ginormous, empty-looking room with like guts around them, like obvious like non-human, non-normal creature guts and like all sorts of entrails and stuff like that around them. And Bernie says it kind of looks like a slaughter pit, and so they're kind of walking, searching around, and then they hear like a stand clear, like testing in progress. Then Mechagodzilla is revealed. Like he comes down, or yeah, I think he comes down from a thing. He's lowered down slowly, and then like the CEO orders them to like release something from a containment unit like 10, and out comes a big ass skull crawler.
Yeah,
Well, they boot up Mechagodzilla, and he just makes easy work of him. Skullcrawler charges at him. Mechagodzilla just grabs him with both of his arms by the Skullcrawler's arm, spreads him, and just like uses his laser, because it's not atomic wrist. I guess it'd just be a laser on him and just cuts him in fucking half. But using all that power just shuts Mechagodzilla down immediately, because they don't yet have a power source powerful enough to power it throughout each blast and keep powering it. Hence, why they're going to the Hollow Earth and trying to find that power source
Dude,
to make the strongest Godzilla.
yeah, and dude, let me just say, so like the whole part about Mechagodzilla, let me just say, I am so glad that they fucking went with that storyline. You know, like they
Mm-hmm.
included Mechagodzilla because like I kind of expected it. Only reason is because it's like I remember it, like in the trailer I watched some like analysis videos, and like there was one scene in the trailer where like you would see people like clearly running from something that was,
Mm-hmm.
like destroying like a town.
It was
And
red.
yeah, and people they pause on like a frame where you see like a some kind of like red glowing. So I thought it was gonna be like Mecha Godzilla or Mecha King Ghidorah. I thought it was gonna be just one of the two. But when they revealed, like, I wasn't like surprised, but I still just kind of got like chills because it's just like whole
Yep.
like because like obviously Mecha Godzilla's been done before, but this is like the first time where it's been done where like he's actually like. I mean, like the older movies are great, but like they're kind of cheesy. That's like the point, though. That's what makes them like
Yeah.
cool and fun to watch. But like this is like actual like really good CGI.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a super, because like the old movies, it's like it's really just like a guy in like a suit, right? Like the mecha
Yep.
Godzilla, it doesn't look that great, but then that's okay. But it just doesn't, because that's the point. But just like to see like an actual like real mecha Godzilla, just like it's just like badass though. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yep.
so cool. It looks so cool. I'm so glad
Yeah,
that that they did that.
there's really nothing like better than like it's just everything they do about Mechagodzilla. My thoughts originally was he was too skinny, or like
He
it
was
was
kind of
too
skinny,
skinny.
yeah.
It was really like slim, and I'm like, this is kind of stupid. I'm like, because Mechagodzilla is supposed to be just as thick as Godzilla, just supposed to be just as massive.
Hmm.
But I'm like, and once you see him in action, I kind of don't mind that he's like thinner.
Yeah, no, no, it works. I know, I completely get that. I did notice how he was like significant, like a little smaller, but it
Mm-hmm.
was fine though.
Yeah, I mean, he made up for it in sheer like firepower and shit.
Oh yeah.
Which I, I'm gonna be honest, Mechagodzilla, you see his like big like tri-clawed like hands that are like just massive and awesome. They rotate. They just look like they can do a lot of damage. They do. Then you see them use his laser breath thing, and that's pretty cool. But when he eventually fights Godzilla, he uses like missiles and stuff, which I'm like, I expect.
Hmm.
Like, I guess because it's Godzilla, I mean, you expect it, but I mean, they didn't do anything to show that off beforehand. It's just kind of like one of those like weird little things. They're like, oh shit, he is a robot. We have to have missiles. It doesn't show that he had missiles in like a previous thing. I'm like, and I think honestly, they should have like weaponized him a bit more, like with a gun or something like that, just to make him more like that stupid human like killing machine
Hmm.
that he was kind of supposed to be. Just like something stupid, like something stupidly unnecessary for like a large robot that already have
Yeah.
their powerful laser. Just
But I
like,
guess that also comes with like that's the thing with like this whole like new monsterverse. Like they're like not as like corny as like the old movies. Like they're way more
yeah,
serious, which personally I
yeah,
prefer. But
yep,
yeah, I think that's probably attributed as to why.
yeah, which I understand, but I'm like, at the same time, like it was just lacking like that true like if this dude's gonna be like mad about being the apex, I'm like, don't you think he'd go completely like overkill?
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, I don't know why they didn't just. I was thinking, I'm like, if Godzilla ever quote unquote defeated or like was if for whatever reason Godzilla defeated Mechagodzilla, why wouldn't they have like a backup plan to just blow him sky high? Like, why wouldn't they implement like a nuke in him? You know, like
Yeah. I guess they probably just thought they were just unsafe
yeah,
and thought that it wouldn't be like an issue.
yeah. Which I guess was the whole thing they're going for.
So it's like the whole the Mechagodzilla thing when Haywire, like the dude controlling him, like died because like he just had some kind of like a lot like electrical, um uh
Oh yeah,
just like
because
if you want to explain that
King
a little
Ghidorah
bit.
just completely took over. Like, just everything about him. Like, I don't know if there was like an exact like true explanation for it, but I mean, I guess King Ghidorah is supposed to be or wants to be an alpha in his right, so he doesn't want to be controlled by anybody else. Nonetheless, like a human. So yeah, no, with that scene though, when the dude does get electrocuted, it's kind of goofy. It's awesome but goofy at the same. Do you know what I mean? Because the dude's body looks so fucking stupid when it happens. And it's
Yeah.
so awesome too, because the electricity just going through him is so cool. But at the same time, just his body flailing is so dumb and so funny.
No, no, I know for sure. I get you. But so like while Mecha Godzilla, after he becomes like a thing of his own, he's like as he starts like pretty much just like tearing through like everything and getting out of his like testing station or whatever. That's when Godzilla or that's when King Kong comes up through with a hole that Godzilla you know tear through the earth pretty much, and they have their a big Hong Kong fight scene with all like the neon lights and all that. So
Yeah,
that
which it
that was
starts at
that
night.
yeah. Wait, what was that?
Did you realize it started at night and then it ends like in the daytime?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, like, so that's another thing like I completely missed, where it's like it's completely showing that these battles aren't just like 10 minutes like in the movie. They're like hours long. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking bad. And I'm like, that's badass. But like, can you imagine being in one of those?
Oh
It's so
my
fucking
god.
scary, dude.
I know. Well, just like imagine watching giant monsters fight for like hours until it's daytime, bro.
Man, I'd be cool with it.
Yeah,
Because, honestly, what giant monster is gonna fight in our city, dude?
bro.
Most
Honestly, they should do like a fucking like Snyder cut version of Godzilla vs Kong, where they make it like 7 hours and like half of it is just them
Oh my
fighting for
god,
multiple hours. That'd be kind of cool
yeah,
though, low key.
it would be. God damn.
So yeah, Godzilla and Kong have a fucking they have another epic fight. This one's cooler because like they're both on land and the setting's so cool and just I mean it was just like perfect, just like it was just like peak monster movie content. It's just a cool setting, two giant monsters like just fighting. That's all it is. That's what these movies are at heart, are just giant monsters fighting. And I mean, sure, it's hard to mess up. Like there's a lot like you can do wrong with those at the same time, but they didn't. It
Exactly.
was flawless. It
It was
was
really
just
good.
fucking cool. That's all. That's the only way you can
Oh,
describe it. It was cool. It was monsters fighting. It was
exactly.
awesome.
It was as badass as I wanted it to be, dude.
Oh,
Just fucking
100%. It lived up to the hype that's been building, for all these years.
let's see.
Easily.
I'm trying to think. I think in wait, let me keep thinking. Huh. In every movie, I think they. One second. Yeah, in every movie they have at least three kaiju, like three titans or whatever.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wait,
it's
are you talking about, does that include Skull Island?
yeah,
Well,
because
okay, they had Kong.
Kong, they have the Skull Crushers or
Or
Skull
Skull Cross,
Crawlers.
or those
Yeah,
count as kaiju?
yeah, because they're
Oh.
massive.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
fair
especially
enough.
the big one counts too. They had
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Mother
I was just
Longlegs.
thinking of like the big one, really. Or sorry, what was the
Yeah,
third one?
Mother Longlegs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's like the
yeah,
bamboo spider thing. I hate that, dude. That shit
bro.
freaks
That
me.
was awesome though. Come on.
They have the squid. They have the mammoths. Oh wait,
Mm-hmm.
no, it wasn't a mammoth. It was like a big deer thing, wasn't
It was like a.
it?
There's a name for those things. Hold up. Let me look it up. I think I know what it is. I just want to make sure.
So I don't
Um,
remember.
it was a
It
yak.
had donkey legs. Yeah, it was a yak. Yeah,
That's what I was
so
thinking.
it was massive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, King of the Monsters obviously had fucking
Oh
everything,
yeah,
dude.
bro. Freaking Rodan,
Like,
Ghidorah.
and then they had
Mothra.
like the little cameos of all like the lesser known monsters. And this one they had, um, they had some new guys in there, but they had the three big ones. They had Godzilla, Kong, and Mecha Godzilla. Which,
Mm-hmm.
God, I really like that they did blend Mecha Godzilla and Mecha King Ghidorah
I
a bit.
know. Yeah, because the thing is like again when I was watching those analysis stuff, there were also people saying like, oh, it's not it's gonna be Mecha Ghidorah, not Godzilla, because I think it was either like I don't know if it was I don't know if it was in like the regular movie or if it was like a post credit scene, but it was in King of
Mm,
Monsters. Like I think it was post credit. Like there was some guy. I think it was like the the head scientist who made Mecha Godzilla in this movie. He said at like the end that like he wanted to rebuild Ghidorah. And I forgot about that
mm,
until people. I'm like, oh yeah, so that means it's gonna be Ghidorah, not Godzilla. But then once they brought in the
yeah.
fact that they're all they combined them, so that also makes sense for that also. So yeah,
Mm.
it works. So it's the mind of Ghidorah, but the body of Godzilla.
Dude, do you think Titans fuck real quick? This is just a side of. Do you think like
Hmm.
they breed?
I would hope not.
You know how fucked up that we Godzilla just fucking like Rodan or something like that. Feel a flying Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to find something else their size, so I feel like they kind of have to. They're like, well, this is the only way that we can do something without
Yeah.
killing what the other, without literally just destroying it. So yeah,
Godzilla can't fuck. He's too massive.
bro. No, bro. No, I feel like at the very end when Godzilla and Kong when they were staring at each other, I feel like at that moment they kind of caught feelings for each other. They're like, bro,
No. They do like the fuck boy face thing
yeah,
where they bite their lip.
yeah, they get we should link up in Hollow Earth sometime. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
I'll follow your earth, baby.
Hey yo. It's, not really. So it's like Godzilla and Kong. They have like again a fucking epic fight. Then I at what and then obviously then at some point after their fight that's when Mecha Godzilla comes in. How exactly did like where exactly did he come out of? Can you remember? Because like I'm trying to
So
remember how he like appeared
this
in like
is
the in the fight.
this is pretty much what happens. Kong and Godzilla have their whole brawl. It lasts a good while,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually it
Epic.
ends with Godzilla putting his foot on Kong's chest after like slashing his chest rapidly, like biting him and just beating him. So he just puts his foot on his chest and puts
Mm.
as much weight and pressure as he possibly can on him. And this is killing Kong. But then Godzilla, in an
That's just
act of
one fight. Yeah.
mercy, lifts his like foot off completely, stands over Kong, looks at him, and roars as loud as he can. With Kong using like what little strength he has left.
Okay, don't
For
belittle
damage
Kong
Godzilla.
here.
No,
I don't like what you're doing. I feel like you're
I'm not.
belittling Kong a little.
I wasn't. I was literally just
Mm,
describing like Kong was dying, dude. They literally had to save him.
yeah.
I'm not belittling him. He was literally dying in that
Eh,
moment. Um,
well, yeah, but it's not like Godzilla killed him though. Like he was
yeah,
alive for a
no, he
while.
did.
He was alive till
Yeah, no,
morning. He was
he was
gonna be
still,
fine.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
he
no,
was
he
gonna.
was. he was dying in the moment, but he was fine. He was fine eventually. So Kong, after and during all that, so Godzilla just roaring in his face for, I'd say, at least 15 seconds. Kong, for like the last 5 seconds of that, starts roaring back as loud as he
It
can.
wasn't 15 seconds, to be fair. It
I don't
wasn't
know, it
that
was pretty
long.
long. It was pretty
I
long.
think, I think, I think you're gonna have to rewatch it, Zach.
Yeah, you only saw it once, too, bitch. But
Ah,
so either way,
I
it
know,
was
but I'm
pretty
saying.
long. But Kong still roars in his face back, showing that like if this happens again, he's not gonna back down ever. And like Godzilla just kind of respects that and walks away. But right like at that moment, the it, like the Mechagodzilla thing, they boot him online because they're gonna go try to like kill Godzilla or whatever. But it gets hijacked by King Ghidorah's like spirit or essence, and the pilot gets electrocuted, as we were saying earlier, like
Mm-hmm.
in a both awesome and goofy fashion. And so Mechagodzilla turns to like this little viewing booth that like the CEO is in, along with like Bernie, Millie Bobby Brown, and the one annoying New Zealand kid from Deadpool 2. And they or and King Ghidorah possessing Mechagodzilla essentially just starts walking towards it. At, everybody sees it besides the CEO, who's giving the like trespassers a stern like talking to him, like the haha you're defeated bitch
Yeah.
kind of like stupid like villain monologue right before they die. And he turns the last second to see Mechagodzilla swooping his fucking hand and grabbing him and killing him instantly. And then Mechagodzilla unleashes his laser breath thing to cut a large ass hole and destroy a whole mountain essentially. And he just walks through the mountain. Godzilla sees this and gets really fucking pissed, starts charging towards him, and then the battle just ensues. And honestly, Godzilla his shit dragged, like he gets fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and during all this, Godzilla was just taking the ass kicking of his life like a fucking champ, just getting fucking destroyed, thrown in the buildings, getting tossed around like a little bitch. To be honest, it was kind of uncharacteristic. It was very uncharacteristic for Godzilla. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, they are massacring my boy over here. Godzilla's just getting shit
Well,
knocked. And
I
then,
mean, but it is a robot version, so like it's easy
yeah,
just to make him like. Well, I bet it's kind of like in Logan, like where like like Logan he's in his like late 40s, like he's on his way dying, and but like um the I guess like the evil people that he's against, like like they make like a prime version of him, and that's how Logan ends up dying at the end, because like he literally can't win because it's literally a version of him, but like literally better. I'm not saying that like Mecha Godzilla is better necessarily, but like it's
yeah.
easier because like when like if they're like modifying him to be and it'd be the same it'd be like the like the same thing if there was like a Mecha Kong, it would just be like, well,
Which I
if it's
kind
like
of want
a
to see out.
I want to Mecha Kong, that'd be really cool.
I don't know if they do for him, but that'd be pretty cool. Dude,
So
okay,
yeah.
Mecha Kong, real quick, just a thought. So he can shoot his like fists out, and like his fists are on like chains, so he can retract them and wrap them around people. You dig?
That'd be epic. But yeah, so like while Godzilla's getting his ass beat by Mecha Godzilla, that's while they're doing
Dragged.
yeah,
Um,
it's like while they're doing
um,
that, they start pumping up Kong's heart to to get it going again, and the dude who does it almost dies because he had to like
yeah, so
I don't know how you do
Alexander
it.
Skarsgård essentially gets in like this hovering vehicle that they use to travel to Hollow Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and he essentially blows it up. Charged like he emits like a large electrical surge, which essentially blows the machine up completely. And he tells like the deaf girl and like her guardian that like he's gonna do this because like Kong's awesome. He's like, oh yeah, Kong is the only way we're gonna survive this. And so he's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, kind of being a douchebag
Yeah.
about it.
He lives
And
though.
like they even announce, they're acknowledging he's a little bit of a douchebag. He,
Yeah.
he starts the countdown thing, runs away, and is just barely in like the blast zone.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
you know,
Kong wakes up.
Kong gets up. He's after just like it's like Uma Thurman and Pulp Fiction, which was a needle.
Yeah, and then little girl starts talking to him, and she communicates, and she, through sign language, she tells her like Kong's not, or Godzilla's not the enemy, Mecha Godzilla is the enemy.
Yeah,
And then since he tries her, he was like, okay, then he and then
Martha.
and yeah, Martha, yeah, no, then at that point it's really just Kong versus Mecha Godzilla, bro. Wasn't I love that was like that big fight, like Kong versus Mecha Godzilla. That's such like a fucking cool fight.
you
And
know, pretty much
Kong
how
saved his
it goes
ass.
though. Oh yeah, no, there's no fucking. So how it goes is Godzilla's literally about to get his shit torn in because Godzilla's holding his mouth open and is charging up his laser beam to just wreck his shit completely.
Mm-hmm. Then comes
And
Kong
then
from the back.
yeah, Kong pulls Mechagodzilla's head just in the nick of time for when he discharges the beam,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just starts like trying to like wail on him. Does a pretty good job. Mechagodzilla has like a tail and everything. It kind of outnumbers Kong with limbs. And Godzilla's trying to help, but Godzilla just got his shit fucking locked, so he can't do much.
Yeah,
And
it's mostly just Kong.
Godzilla, Godzilla occasionally like jumps in and like does stuff, but Kong's just like A, getting fucking dragged, and then B, dragging King Godzilla, or not King Godzilla.
Yeah, bro,
Mecha
Kong
Godzilla.
eviscerated him. Oh my
Yeah, dude, it
god.
was great because you just see like all this stuff and like my favorite part was obviously the ending of it when Kong is holding like the tail and everything of Mechagodzilla back
Mm-hmm.
until like the last screen. He just has his like axe with him and he can't do much. And then Godzilla shoots an atomic breath blast at to charge it up for him.
And
From
yeah,
there,
and then Kong just cuts off like everything with the axe.
like there is no effort into it. He just like slices him up and it's just badass. And then Kong rips Mechagodzilla's head off, like off
Oh
his
yeah, that
body,
part was
like
locally holds it up as like as a trophy for what he did.
yeah. My favorite little detail of that though was the fact that they included like a little mechanical spine with it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like I kind of hoped that Kong would try to eat it and then spit it out immediately.
yeah.
And that's what he does with like every enemy. He, like does like the heads, like eats them.
Mm-hmm. That's what we did to like the snake monster in the Hollow Earth.
It's just so funny. Like I remember he did it on Skull Island with like that
Oh
squid
yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah.
too. He just kills it and then he just starts eating it straight up. Like Kong, you're a funny bastard.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun. I kind of wish he did. Trying to eat it.
And I said, oh wait,
That
this
was a
is
missed
metal.
opportunity. I didn't even think about that. Missed
Uh,
opportunity on the people. Yeah.
proceeds to start fucking the neck.
Yeah. So like, after that, Kong, he lays down for a bit because he's exhausted, right? And then Godzilla gets up. Or I think like he roared or something. I don't know. Like something made Kong get up too, and then Kong gets up, stares at him, holding his axe. Like they're just looking at each other. They definitely like for a second like Kong is like is Kong is like prepared like to fight him again just because it's like, oh well, now that he's gone we can fight again. But then after a second he's like, no, yeah, he's like we're kind of friends now. Like we just killed him together, and then he dropped the
They
axe.
call
They yeah they both roar at each other. And they went on their own
and then
ways.
they proceed to fuck.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the movie.
that was the unrated version. That means
Yeah.
Zach saw.
Jesus Christ. HBO Max is wild.
And the ending was similar to the beginning. The ending was also very just like sudden. Did you notice how like
Yeah.
it just happened? I mean, it's kind of
I
cool.
was cool with it though. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish there was a bit more closure on like some like the characters and some of like what was like what was gonna happen in like the future. But I mean you don't really need it what they shot. I mean, Godzilla went back to just doing what he does, just swim in the oceans, and probably until someone threatens him again. And then Kong went to Hollow Earth because that's where his true home is.
Yeah, and they had a new like monitor they set up in the Hollow Earth to monitor him.
Oh yeah, and the girl was there. Yeah, it was super chill.
So the only
And,
thing that would
and
have
Kong
made
just runs up to like till he just runs up to like the edge of a cliff. He just kind of he just kind of like beat. I don't know if he beats his chest. He roars. He does something at the edge of a cliff, and the movie just ends right there. I was like, oh,
that's a good way to end it. Yeah.
yeah. So what were you saying?
The only way the ending would have been better is if they did like one of those like typical 90 early 2000 movie things where they like have a picture of every like cast member just by themselves like in the movie, or every character, and like they have like that text caption that reads like what they went on to do in their life.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown went on to research Titans, eventually getting caught like fucking smuggling crack. So Godzilla overdosed on heroin 2 years later. And died. Car crash 3 weeks after that. Calling out a successful, I don't know, dog care business.
Dog hair, yeah.
Fucking stupid.
What wait. What about the annoying New Zealand kid from Deadpool 2?
We're not on the ghost story in Deadpool 3.
It was so cool. The movie the movie should have ended. It should have been like some kind of old like 90s thing also where it's like Kong and Godzilla they walk into the sunset holding hands and then there's just it ends on like a freeze frame of them walking.
Yeah.
It's just like in the sunset. I imagine them holding hands. Imagine like Godzilla's tiny little T-Rex claws with Kong's like giant monkey hand.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny.
I did think though that it was kind of hilarious as soon as
I wish they had more friendly interaction like Kong and Godzilla because I mean they had that like that last stare with each other, which was like them making peace and them like, all right, we're cool. But like I wish they had like some kind of cool moment, more wholesome moment.
I want a fucking Mothra movie. That's kind of what I want.
That'd be really cool.
Or I want Mothra to be back in another movie because that was like such an underrated character in like King of the Monsters. Just Mothra. She was so fucking elegant and amazing. I loved her. And then
she's just
not gonna lie, brought a tear to a homeless eye when she sacrificed herself. She like sacrificed herself to save Godzilla. I'm like, shit's tough.
Respectable,
man.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
respect the drip, but damn, it's also pretty sad. Jeez, man, we're going for an hour. An hour 18. I don't think we're even gonna timestamp because like I think we're gonna end it a bit. I mean, there's a couple things I want to talk about real quick, but like yeah, definitely I'm just gonna end it in a bit here. But fuck, man, it was such a good movie. I mean, it was the perfect length. I feel like it wasn't too short, wasn't too long. I mean, it was like 7 minutes under 2 hours. Which
like,
decent.
That would have been cool, like a 2.5 hour movie. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like pretty much a 2 hour movie was honestly like the perfect length for it.
Yeah, because if they went 2.5 hours, it does. I mean, it can be done, but I feel like more times, other like I feel like
Less is
movies.
more sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely had more of a chance of having like parts, or like of just like boring parts, pretty much. If you were to put it to what, an hour, 2 hours, or like 2 hours or something like that, or like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, definitely it would have the potential to be like, all right, it's kind of dragging on a couple of parts. Yeah, because going in, I saw the length, and I was like, oh, like an hour 53, like what, really? But it worked. It really worked.
Yeah, it was
It,
really nice.
it was a fucking just amazing ending.
I mean, everything about the movie is amazing.
Ten out of 10.
It's like the one kid from Deadpool 2. I mean, it's just I don't think
The annoying
he
kid from
was
Deadpool
the purpose
2.
of the movie. The only thing he did was fill the dude's like special whiskey to like quote unquote save the day.
Yeah, I mean
And
it
like
did
it
help,
barely
but
any
yeah.
no, it fucked that shit. Like no. Kong and Godzilla would have had that shit under control no matter what. Like he was like, oh, I can do this, I can hack this, I can do this.
Look,
And
man, it wasn't.
fucking garbage bullshit. Fucking worst
It's
part of that movie.
it's okay. Yeah, it wasn't the best. I'll be honest, but it. I'll. I. They could. They could have done. They more certainly they could have done better with him. Like they definitely gave him some just unnecessarily corny lines.
Yeah, he was just
The movie
he was a
would have been
corn
fine
fest.
if he was like as serious of a character as like, you know, Millie Bobby Brown. Like he could have
Yeah.
been that serious and would have been fine, but it didn't ruin
One
the
of the
movie
things.
or anything. Yeah.
So an unpopular thing they're doing with the MonsterVerse, they didn't do with, or that they did with like most of the Toho films, was they're not really well they aren't they're not fighting Godzilla anymore. I mean they kind of did in the first movie. That didn't really work out for them because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't obviously know Titans existed until like all that stuff. But what is it? How do I phrase this? They're not fighting Godzilla anymore. Like they don't have any like special defense units to set up
Mm-hmm.
against Titans or to set up against Godzilla specifically. I mean, they've come like just like a peaceful relationship with Godzilla. They really don't have to worry about him. Like I like this new direction. I think it's very nice. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a version of Godzilla they were always going with, and that's why people are like, oh, Godzilla's he's gone rogue. He's attacking. He's killing. It's like only because he's being threatened. So, yeah, so people don't realize. And like
yeah.
it's like as soon as he was gone, he just went back to being peaceful. Like he didn't want to kill people. I mean, so, people just die, and sometimes in his collateral damage of lasers and just being a
You know,
giant lizard, it's gonna happen.
I do want to know how he has like that alpha sense. Like what do you think it had to do with the alpha frequency stuff they mentioned in King of Monsters, or was there just some other like force at play to where
Um,
Godzilla could
it was just
all of a
ingrained in them.
sudden.
I don't know. Yeah, they didn't really explain that necessarily.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I wish for a bit more explanation on.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, how does Godzilla know all this shit's happening? I mean, I don't mind that he knows this shit's happening because I mean, for like some of the coolest action sequences I've ever seen. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there are always some kind of loopholes. Sometimes in movies like this, you can't always explain everything perfectly.
yeah,
Sometimes
no,
you need to sacrifice just movie shit for big monsters fighting.
yeah, no, that's fine, understandable, and I respect it
Mm-hmm.
completely. Um, so do you think
I,
in this next film, or like on the next few films, do you think they're gonna do like Space Godzilla
See,
at all?
I was just gonna bring up the future of the monster. 'Cause I was looking into it, and This is what makes me sad. As of right now, there are no like definitive or confirmed plans for like for like another MonsterVerse movie. I mean, pretty much like the situation is that like they'll make them as long as there's like a demand, and as long as like this movie, it's really all depending currently on like on how well this movie does, because
I
for
mean,
some
they
reason
really
King of
said you can't have
Monsters,
MCU.
yeah, for some reason King of Monsters, it didn't do like that well in the box office.
Wow.
I don't know if you knew that. I didn't know that until I was talking to another friend who brought it. I'm like, it didn't. Yeah, no, King of Monsters didn't do that well. I don't know if they lost money. I just don't know if they made I don't know if it was profitable enough
Hmm.
for to like really the 100% justify it. I'm like, really? Like I thought. I mean, it's Godzilla. Like it's a big deal. Like it's a really good movie. Also, King of Monsters
Yeah.
was. Um, so
I mean,
yeah, it's not confirmed, but it's. I mean, like they'd want like the company, like Legendary, once they're making
yeah.
these, like they want to, but it's like they don't know if, you
They
know.
need to step up their advertising game
Oh yeah,
because right now, what they're
there's better
doing is
solutions
so.
to
What
this.
King of Monsters, like, I don't remember, like, their advertisement was some posters, which were honestly, like, fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
A trailer, I think, maybe a couple, one memorable trailer, maybe a couple other random ass trailers. That was really it. They didn't have like any other like promotional. So they didn't have like a big promotional thing that really caught anybody's eye. That
Mm-hmm.
was their downfall for King of Monsters, I think, and that kind of happened with Godzilla versus Kong because I mean or it didn't that specific situation didn't happen. Their advertising bust was they showed so much of the movie that there was so little fucking surprise. I tuned out a lot of it because I just watched the one base trailer and I watched some analyzing or analytic videos on it, and I got my fix in, and I was like, I saw people complaining about like all these new trailers coming out. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm not gonna look into this. I
Mm-hmm.
want the movie to be a surprise. But like,
Yeah,
I
fair
think that's
enough.
part of the reason like it took away from it because they revealed so much. I'm like, revealed the slightest little bit in it because the name Godzilla versus Kong should say enough. But, I think they did well in like other aspects of like advertising and
Yeah.
marketing, like with the Funko Pops, especially because that's such a big item. Like once you get that, dude, awesome,
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just hope this movie does really well. I think, well, I mean, because like it's again, I like it doesn't doesn't drag on at all. I mean, it's two big names. It's like I just hope like the dual release on HBO Max doesn't stunt or affect it, because I really want there to be another Monsters movie. I would love for there to be, again. I'd love for there to be another solo Kong movie.
Yeah,
Cena said on Hollow Earth. I mean, of course, another Godzilla movie would be cool, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like if they're gonna do another Godzilla movie, they definitely need to do something something like Mecha Godzilla level crazy, or even
oh
crazier.
well, you
Like
the
again,
next Godzilla
but
movie
like you
has
brought up Space Godzilla. That'd be hard to pull off, but it could work most
no,
certainly.
trust me, King. You call it Godzilla Apocalypse, and then it's just about Space Godzilla coming in and just trying to fuck everybody's day up.
Hmm. Well, if they can fit that in, then oh hell, let's go for it. Or let's get a Kong and Godzilla a buddy cop type movie, where
Yeah.
like they're friends and they need to do all this stuff.
I think what they should start doing now is just releasing like little snippets from like Monarch monitoring like each Titan, little videos, little like updates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that'd be nice.
Yeah, that could be cool. I showed the future of the MonsterVerse is well, first of all, that it's a thing, and that it's really cool, because like I mean there's a bunch of monsters in lore to like expand upon,
Yeah.
without a doubt. So I mean, we'll see. So yeah, I'm go support this movie. Like watch on HBO. Go to you know do whatever you can, man. It's a fucking it's a great movie. Even if you're not really much of a fan of this kind of stuff, just like if you're, it's just a badass movie. Really, all in
Yeah,
all.
I'm like it satisfies everything you need it to. Like, it's just amazing, just badass, satisfactory, just everything.
Micah Godzilla, bro.
Oh
Fucking
my
love that they
god.
did that.
Yeah, dude. Like, cause I mean, that was like the Doomsday and Justice League, or
Mm-hmm.
not just like Batman versus Superman, like the common enemy, where they reconcile, and, like decide to fight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people. I mean, people were like expecting, kind of everyone expected like the Godzilla and King Kong team up. Which, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm okay with it because
kill
I mean,
both of your like.
fit in the movie, and they also do fight. So yeah, I mean, I mean, you get the best of both worlds. Like you get them fighting, and then you get the expected team up. So it works. It doesn't like ruin it or anything. It doesn't make it like how stereotypical and predictable. Like I don't think of it like that. I know there's probably some people who do. To a degree, like every movie is like predictable. Like you know what's gonna happen. You know where like a lot of movies are gonna go. A lot
Yeah,
of time, like every Marvel movie, like they're gonna end up winning. Like every romantic comedy, that the guy and the girl, they're gonna end up together despite the crazy stuff that happens. Like movies are like generally like pretty predictable, but that's not always like a bad thing as long as like it's still entertaining. And I guess that's it. Did you ever see Get Out?
I did not.
Oh,
Um,
well,
who directed that? It was
Jordan Peele.
yeah.
Well, let me check. Do you care if I spoil it, the ending?
Oh, I already kind of know it. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I didn't know since recently, but so you know how the ending, you know how obviously, like he ends up getting out. Obviously, he
Mhm.
kills like the racist white family, and like his friend
Yeah.
rescues him. But apparently that was the alternate ending. The original ending was that okay? So I don't know if you know this, but so in the final scene of the or the final scene, like before he gets saved, like like the main character, like he killed most of the girl's family, and the only person left is the actual girl, right? So
Yeah.
like he's outside their house on the road, he's strangling her, right? Because he's killing her,
Mm.
and then and then also like it's like the main character, like he has a best friend, and like once he goes missing, he's looking for him, right? And
Yep.
so and the guy he ends up teaming, with a police officer, with the police department to help, try, find his friend. And so like eventually, like, they get his location, like they pull up to the house as he's strangling her, right? So like in the movie, like the cop car pulls up, and it makes you think like oh shit, the cops are here, and it's gonna make it look like that like he's killing like the family, like he's killing an innocent family. And then the original ending, like a cop comes out, and that's exactly what happens. Like the
Wow.
cop's like, oh, the suit's killing this family, and then the main character, he ends up getting, like arrested and put in jail or whatever. But I guess Jordan Peele, and he ended up changing it. Someone changed his mind, and it was his friend who ended up getting out of the car, and he was innocent,
Mm.
obviously. Sorry, I,
Yeah.
I don't I don't think I explained that well at all.
No,
I
no, you explained it perfectly, man.
Okay, okay, good. I'm trying to get sure because I always
No,
I just get self-conscious
it's
about like retelling movies. I'm always like I always fuck up details. I'm like, oh wait, I forgot. This is also what's happening. Like, this is
no,
also important to the plot.
I do the exact same thing. Sure,
Yeah.
we both probably did it throughout the whole synopsis of the movie.
Yeah, but
I would
but
probably
if
catch
anyone's gonna
one
actually
thing.
listen, like they've already seen the movie, and sure
Yeah,
we're over the place, but like they know what we're talking about when we
yeah.
describe it.
We just like talking about like the details and like explaining what we
Mm.
like about it.
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry, Raiden. There's not gonna be a timestamp, and I don't think you're even gonna make it
Bitch.
here anymore.
One time stamp. It should be at the the last 10 seconds.
Yeah,
And
just be like, all right, and that's the movie, and we are out. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. JRPods. Oh, everyone. Zach just went muted. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna cover. Oh, he's unmuted. He's back.
yo, 1 sec. God damn it.
All right. So I'm gonna cover for Zach. It's all good. Oh, it's April 1st, and it's currently 2:07 in the morning, Thursday, April 1st, 2021. I need to start recording these late. I mean, the last episode I recorded that one at like 9 p.m., so that wasn't too late. But sometimes me and Zach typically when we record an episode together, it's late because that's when you know that's when his schedules are clear. I'm all clear because it's nighttime, and we typically end up going to the later hours because. I mean, why not? You could have a conversation, and whenever we get in a call, we end up taking like 2 hours to even start recording just for no reason at all. Also, welcome back, Zach.
Thank you. Feels good to be welcome back.
Yo. So yeah, like I guess that was a movie. I mean, yeah, that wraps it up, bro. I didn't. It's April 1st, by the way. So happy April 1st.
Yo, happy birthday, Mom.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Zach's mom. 'Cause her birthday's April 1st. Ayo.
I really want to know if the doctor came out
Yeah.
to my grandparents and was like, "It's a boy." And they went, "Ha, JK, it's a girl."
That'd be kind of funny.
I haven't used the term JK in fucking years.
JK.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Nah, it's okay. You're good, Zach. Bro, by the way, a few days ago, I think it was the 25th, I believe it was, or the 26th. Oh, let me check just to make sure I'm 100% correct. I mean, I was thinking about it the dates leading up, and I was planning on remembering the day. Yeah, but for some reason, the actual day it happened, the actual day I somehow forgot about it. March 25th, just a few days ago, was my 4-year YouTube anniversary. When I streamed for the first time, Donkey Kong Country 2, the start of my channel, 4 years ago, Zach.
Yo, that's fucking nuts.
I touched a bit on it in the last solo episode from a few days ago, but I didn't really I mean, I went into it, but I want to talk about it with someone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we've been out here for a minute. You've been on my channel, literally like all the time, like all these years. Your first appearance was it was
Hey, it's
it was
podcast.
oh yeah, 80s podcast episode 1. I know, yeah, you're right. That's it. That one's not 4 years old yet. That turns 4 years old April 7th. But yeah, so in 6 days
Jesus Christ.
Bro, the Idiots podcast. Can you believe that?
Fucking insane.
I mean, I touched on it. I just touched on the fact how like it's kind of like sad how like how like disconnected like I am from like all those people like that kind of life now. I mean, like I talked about how like I'm glad it happened. It's like don't be sad that it's over. Happy that it happened, the whole thing. But it's just like, damn, like we were just completely different, and we're just in completely different phases of life back then. Like we didn't have to worry about any kind of like job or college or any of that shit. It was just some like all we knew was just like getting through the day in high school, like doing whatever homework we had, and then just getting on and like playing games and like talking, like just like talking shit, and I don't know. Like not only like our circumstances different, we were just completely different people too. Like,
It was
weird, huh?
fucking nuts, bro.
4 years. We were both 15 when we started doing that. Freshmen or not? No. Sophomores. We were sophomore. That's brazy, dude. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say besides that it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It's true.
It's fucking doesn't feel like it was that long ago though. Like fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me does, but part of me is like, I don't know. It does kind of feel like a lifetime ago, but at the same time, I can remember those days
Time
clearly.
ago.
What was that?
Yellow jumpsuit
Hey,
and correct jokes. But once you got inside, both told you much more. I
let's see,
don't
like
remember how it goes.
smoke. What song is that?
It's just, I need a doctor.
Oh, I need a doctor. Okay, yeah, because I knew the lyrics, but I couldn't. Sometimes like you hear lyrics, you're like, oh, what fucking song is that? I'm about to lose my mind. You think? Wait,
This
what
game's
was
bugging
what
out
was
all of a
Dr. Dre's
sudden.
verse? It feels like it was just yesterday, though. You walked in, yellow jumps. Oh, a Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool game, from what I remember. I couldn't get into it because mobile games, man, they always frustrate me. Like as soon as it's like, oh, you need to watch this video to get this, and it's like, okay, I mean, but that's the mobile game formula, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you make money off of them.
Bro, they need. Again, man, I miss when they made video games. Based on like movies, like imagine if they made like a fucking Kong versus Godzilla video game. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like if it was like done
Fucking
properly,
best.
because
The
like
fucking best.
that'd be the best. Because like, okay. Honestly, like real shit though, they need to make like a super quality and good like Godzilla game. Like, what's going on with
See?
that? They made one like a few years
First two,
ago, but it was
yeah.
terrible. It got terrible
Oh,
reviews. Like no, oh yeah, dude, it
shit.
got yeah, no, it was like super like repetitive and clunky and boring from what I hear. Like it was not that. Yeah. I mean, I can't say myself, but that's what a lot of people said. And I
Hmm.
feel like if a lot of people feel that way, it definitely does have that issue. I mean, I watched I did watch like a big review on it, and from what I saw, yeah, it was definitely pretty repetitive. But I mean, there's like a lot of potential to make a really good one though. So maybe in the
Yeah.
future, maybe in the future. I'd love a King Kong game too. I feel like a Godzilla game would um probably might be a little more marketable because that game was like a total flop, like sales wise and just quality wise, really for
Mm-hmm.
people. But hey,
Um,
video games. What are you gonna do?
video kill.
That's really the best video game ever. Oh God! All right, I think we should end it before this podcast gets worse. I feel like this podcast sucked. It wasn't obviously it wasn't your fault at all, or really my fault. I think it was me. But you know what?
No, okay.
Maybe that's just in my head. I'll try and listen back, but I was stuttering a lot like usual. But it's okay. It's
No, I
okay
think
because I'm
it's.
doing your best, doing my best out here. It's all you can do. Jesus, dude, I am about to sleep until like 3 p.m. at the minimum.
Fuck. Dude, I have to be up in 4 hours. Less than 4 hours, actually.
Jesus, like I would literally quit. I'm just saying, or
What,
not
quit
go
life?
to
I don't have to work tomorrow. I
quit
accept it at
college.
6.
Oh,
No, it's not for college either. It's for my mom's birthday. We have to go run and get donuts for my mom.
God
We have to go run
damn,
and
that
get
early?
Yep.
Bro, I'll just tell him I'm sorry. I'll celebrate with you next year. Fuck that. No, not really. I wouldn't. But Jesus, six to go get donuts,
Yes, sir. Because that's when like they open. We're getting up at 6. They
bro.
open
I
at
hope you're
6, but
gonna
we're
take
just
a
gonna go.
nap or something at some point.
Oh, dude, I have every intention to.
Okay, good. Cause like I'm, like
Why did I open this back up?
I don't know how tired
Literally.
you are right now, but like I was ready to fall asleep once I got back home from that movie. But I'm like, God, no, I need to do this
Oh fuck.
podcast.
I mean, I've been kind of sleepy. I've been yawning a little bit, but I could stay up longer.
I mean, I could force myself if I really wanted to, but then I would shoot myself in the morning. I'd be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to even fall. I don't even want to fall asleep. I just want to fucking die. But luckily, that's not an issue that we gotta deal with. We're all good. Things are Gucci. Um, although you okay, sorry. Um, anyways, I think we're good. Anything else you want to say?
Um, trying to think. I mean, just respect facts
Okay.
and push politics aside. Realize that everybody's human.
Mm.
And we're all in this together. And there's really no real good reason to be a fucking asshole and
Shades being
disrespect other
thrown.
people. Yeah,
Shade is being thrown. I'm not gonna say anything, but shade is being
yeah,
thrown.
there's no need to be a dick for no reason, especially on somebody's birthday. There's no need, fucking asshole.
Sheesh, sheesh.
Dad, but anyway,
Oh, oh shit. Oh
yeah,
shit.
love man. But yeah, no, that should still be a prick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't expect you to say anything, but this is like a super deep cut. No one's gonna see this. Just imagine you get a text in the morning. Hey, I was listening to my favorite podcast of all time, the Mikoncast, and I heard you say something at the end. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Can
well,
you
shit.
imagine? Yo, number one fan
Oh,
in the
what?
Mikoncast. Who is it? Who's my number? Where are all my fans at? Who's my number one fan? Is it you, Zach? Are you my number one fan?
Yo, yes, sir.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Let's go, huh? No cap.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, huh? Back in the
Oh,
mail,
gosh.
huh? Check out smack, come on. Just an idea,
My coach
Lamar.
was the dude that kind of reminds me of my dad because he kind of looks like my dad and it's kind of scary.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have to see
Besides,
him.
yeah,
I
he's so
can't
big.
believe. By the way, if you get information from someone who goes to a liberal college, anything they say is it is untrustworthy. It's just a liberal agenda, and you can't trust it. So don't listen to facts that come from a university, by the way. Especially if it's
Yo,
don't listen to facts coming from someone who's on a research team and who is super intelligent and who's in a hard college to get to in the state of
and
Michigan.
also studies, the stuff for his life's work and has studied
Yeah.
it. His parents studied it too.
And who's gonna be
So his friends
he's gonna be
carefully
a
and
fucking
wisely.
doctor. He's gonna be
Yeah,
super
don't
success.
trust him. This dude's obviously stupid and biased and a liberal.
Yeah, he's literally one of the
Point
smartest dudes
him,
ever. But no, he's a
no,
liberal, so you can't listen to anything.
yeah,
This
it's
is,
not even.
oh, not yeah, not even liberal, but
Kind of. I mean, it's
kind of,
verdict
yeah.
out. Evangelical asshole. No, I'm kidding. But
Um,
yeah, fucking he goes liberal school that I support in sports. I mean, he can't. You gotta call it stupid. It's biased. He obviously got his information from China.
from China.
Dummy, stupid, goofy,
Goofy,
bozo.
goofy ass, eh? Um, but yeah, on a completely unrelated note, go listen to Drum Mixed or go listen to Together by our friend Drum Mixed link in bio as always. I'm never gonna stop promoting the song. You know what? He said he was going to put out a video in April in March, and he didn't do it.
This is the
There was
call
supposed to be
post.
a
You're a head ass.
yeah, bro. Together, it's going to be a year old on April 18th. No, you can't tell me it's already been a
Nope.
year since Together came out. No, no. Bro, I remember being in the fucking Discord calls with him as he was making it and crafting it. You can't tell me it's been a year since that. Oh, but it has been. Zach, I don't, I hate it here, Zach. I don't like this. I don't like how fast this shit's going, dude. I don't like it.
It's all good, King.
Time never
This
stops,
is
dude.
this is a fast and slow year. Yeah, but that's all I really got.
Jesus.
Go watch Godzilla vs Kong
Yeah.
and at Michael on
You mean
Twitter.
Kong versus Godzilla? No, I'm playing.
Sure, Michael. At either at Michael or myself on Twitter. Who won the movie once you've
Follow
watched
us
it?
on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
so
Twitters
follow
will
us
be
on
in the
Twitter.
bio.
We
Zach.
will we will fucking start advertising this.
Will we?
We're gonna start advertising this thing. We're gonna get.
Let's put together a marketing plan.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll work on it tomorrow. Honestly,
Okay.
we gotta get a new logo for this, and then
Oh
we
hell
gotta.
yeah! New
So
logo.
we got.
That's something I really need to do is a new logo. I
We
need to
gotta
hunker
do.
down and I touched that in
Yeah.
the last episode. I was like, I really need to sit down and just do it, but it's hard, man. But we'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
I'm not spending another fucking hour thinking of logos for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no, no,
It's
no,
not
no, no.
not tonight. Not
Yeah,
tonight.
no, no, yeah, no. Next time. Oh, sorry, that was a bottle cap that just fell. Oh, yeah, but no, we can. We okay. And again, another night we can brainstorm together and it'll work. So, yeah. So just look out for future changes and podcast improvements. You already know the vibes. So thank you all, Zach. I know I already said last words, but any last words?
Love not hate.
Perfect. Goodbye, everyone.